Welcome to Blissful Living, a podcast for those of us who are ready to ditch the life clutter and negative vibes so that we can embrace our true potential and live our best lives. I'm Ashley Nicoposta, an interior designer, blogger, author, and most recently a new mom doing my best to figure out how to balance it all and follow my bliss. Hi, beautiful friend, and welcome back to another episode of the Bliss Vibes Only podcast. Today is a beautifully rainy fall day, and I'm just so excited to be getting closer to the fall weather and wearing sweaters. I just bought this cute leopard print cardigan, and I plan on wearing it all fall. So I'm just really loving this season and this vibe right now. The energy is really good. I'm really excited to talk to you guys today because last week was such a hectic week for me. I attended a conference. I attended the new Current conference in Austin, which is a conference for mom bosses. It was fantastic. And then I spoke at Glam Soiree, which is another entrepreneur dinner event in Austin, and there's a lot of fun things going on in Austin right now. But last week I was so drained. I gave so much, I attended so much, and then being a mom and having 3,752 things on my plate. And it is times like this where we women, we give so much of ourselves. We know everyone expects so much of us. We can end up feeling overwhelmed and burnt out. So today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about living in the present moment and some things that I use, like practical tips that I use to get myself back into my bliss. But before that, let's get into our prayer. Dear God, universe, all that is, come into our hearts today and fill us with a peace of mind, fill us with some serenity, fill us with some love and nourishment, and allow us to really center ourselves on gratitude today, to really be grateful for what we have, to really see things that we feel are ordinary, to see them as magical, extraordinary, wonderful, blissful, and special. Let us look into the eyes of the people that we love and see their sparkle, see their gold, and help them shine brighter in the world. Amen. Okay, so I got some good clarity over the past couple of months on where I want this podcast to really go. And I really want it to be a place where you guys can come and you can listen and you can feel inspired. I want this to be a resource for you and all women, whether you're a mom, whether you're an entrepreneur and a girl boss, or whether you work in corporate America, or maybe you're just a wanderer and traveling a lot. I want this to be for the modern woman to learn how to incorporate spirituality, to have practical tools and tips and tricks to take you through your days, because I know that a lot of us women feel lonely sometimes when we're not connecting with other like-minded women, and sometimes we just need like a soul sister in our life to have conversations with. So this is where I want this podcast to serve as a place for you. So if you need to hear something or need to talk to someone, please DM me on Instagram at Ashley Nicoposta, or you can email me, or you can check out my blog and leave a comment, whatever way you feel comfortable reaching out. Reach out and let me know how I can serve you better. Okay, so today I'm going to talk to you guys about 3 practical tips and practical mindset shifts that I use to get myself back to bliss. When I'm feeling overwhelmed, when I'm feeling disconnected, there's just times in life. Life can get pretty hectic and crazy with our relationships and our children and our friendships and family. Businesses, there's just so much. And I find that when we are going, we tend to numb out and we tend to not check in with ourselves and really get present. I don't know, it's I feel like Oprah, but the book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, I don't know exactly how you say it, but it's always one of those books that has always given me that reminder of how important it is to just live in the now, not be thinking about the present. Not be thinking about the future or thinking about the past, but to really tune into the present and to remind yourself that it's truly a gift. But sometimes it's kind of like, okay, how can we actually put that into practice? How can we think about, living in the now and not just, saying and meditating? Like sometimes, maybe we don't have the time to do all that, but I'm going to give you 3 mindset shifts that I use. Now, you can go over to my blog, just go to ashlenacaposta.com and read the blog post, and all the information is there, but I'm going to use today's podcast to kind of go a little bit deeper into it. So tip number 1, stop resisting and embrace what is. So sometimes, if I were to paint a picture for you, like last weekend, I'm waking up early in the morning and I'm heading to a conference and I'm doing 7,000 things. Dad is staying home with the baby, so that's taken care of, but I'm trying to prepare everything. And I'm just a little overwhelmed that I can't be all things to all people and be all places at once. There's just so much. It feels so overwhelming because I want to be everywhere and I can't. And then I sit and I think about that and I'm ruminating about that. So while I should be listening to these speakers on stage or paying attention to the people that I'm actually connecting with and talking to, my mind is shifting and going elsewhere. So I had to remind myself, I had to bring myself back to the moment, to stop resisting where I wasn't and just be where I am. Have you ever felt on a trip, right? Okay, so this is something maybe you guys can take from, but you go on a trip and let's say it's to a country you've never been and you are just dying to do all of the things. You want to go see the ruins and see the history or see a wine vineyard, or maybe you want to tour some landmark or, shopping on a certain street. When you travel, especially in Europe, you want to do everything. And maybe instead of doing all the things, you allow yourself to just embrace where you are, embrace what is actually happening, and stop resisting it. So let's say you get somewhere and you're traveling and you go have breakfast somewhere and you meet some interesting people and you guys start chatting it up. And then that leads you to going to a bar or a pub, down the street. And you're in these great conversations and you're just wanting to enjoy the moment and keep drinking that glass of wine. And, whoever you're with, you're just having the time of your lives, just talking to people and ingraining yourself in the everyday culture. But in the back of your mind, you're thinking, wait, we have let's say you're in, London and you're like, oh, we have a tour of we're going to go ride the London Eye, or we're going to go see this castle or this church or whatever. I need to go do that. We've got to go. And so you cut short actually where you're at, where you are blissful, you're living it up, you're eating food, you're having drinks and connecting with people and just having a fun, delicious time. So while your mind is saying to you, you've got to go make sure you make it to this event and see that landmark and do that thing, you're not fully living in and embracing the present moment and milking it and juicing it for all it's worth. Well, that's pretty typical when we travel because we have that FOMO. We don't want to miss out on anything, especially when you pay a lot of money to go somewhere. But sometimes I want you to see it from that deep perspective. I really want to ingrain this into you that we're doing that in life. How many times are you finding yourself you want to be so many places, but you're not just enjoying where you are now? And that really has been present for me, especially with my baby. I want to be, a boss and creating all of these things and making jewelry and doing these events and attending networking and going to these conferences. But I could just be home with my baby, milking and soaking up his 1-year-old perfection. And so instead of making myself feel like I need to be everywhere. I'm just going to embrace where I am right now. I'm going to not feel like I need to do 10 conferences, but maybe I can do one like work event a month. Or maybe I can just go to one networking dinner, every couple of weeks or something, and not feel like I have to do and be at every one and everything. So that's really something I've been working on lately, and something that I think is a mindset shift that really can help you embrace the now. So if you find yourself in a situation, even if you're at dinner eating at an Italian restaurant and you're saying to yourself, ugh, I don't really like this food. Maybe I should have gone to the French restaurant down the street. Change your mindset. Just stop yourself, take a deep breath, pause, and just say, what can I find about this situation where I am right now? And find something amazing about it. Maybe the bread at this Italian place is really good, or maybe it just has a good vibe about it. Maybe whoever you're having dinner with is really enjoying themselves and having fun. Like, stop making everything in life about where you should be or where you think you should be, and just find the beauty in the now. Embrace the present moment. See where you can find like some juice or some gold there. Maybe you connect with your waiter and you give them a great tip, or give them a new connection that would help them have an opportunity. You never know what you can find when you really try to milk the present, when you really try to embrace exactly where you are and exactly what you're working with. Okay? So that is tip number 1. Really try and just embrace what is and stop resisting what is. That's a really helpful life tip, but especially in the now. Okay, so tip number 2, own your quirks. Like, own your shit, just own who you are. For me, and I said this in the blog post, but I have gray hair, and it is really difficult to stop my gray hairs from growing. And they're so noticeable because I have dark hair, but I can't go to the beauty shop and get my hair done like all the time. So sometimes I just have to say, F it, let's go, and just rock like a couple of gray hairs and not let it consume my mind. Let's say it's something different. Let's say you feel like you're a little bit overweight, which I also feel like that sometimes. I'm like not back to my pre-baby body. I'm working on it, but I'm not there. But instead of fighting it, resisting it, you've just got to embrace it, own it, dress for the body that you have now. This is something I'm really passionate about right now, because I feel like recently I've been telling myself, no, let's not go on a shopping trip yet. Let's wait until, let me get back into my shape. I have a closet full of clothes that are my pre-body shape, and I'll just wait to wear them. Right now, I'll just get a couple things. I'm just not going to force it too hard. But I do think, that's really the wrong way to look at it. I should have a closet full of beautiful clothes as they are right now, or as I am right now. And all of these clothes that I love that are back when I get into my, best shape, I can put them in a box. I can throw some out that I don't really think I'm going to wear anymore, and really make the most of my closet. I should let my closet breathe. It should be decluttered. It should be beautiful and full of clothes that I feel fabulous in right now, and just let myself kill it. And this is something that will help you elevate in your bliss. It'll help you realign with yourself. It'll help you really make the most of your life right now. So you just have to embrace yourself where you are today, rock with what you have. Let's say there's something that you want and you're not there yet, like a car. Okay. I love my car and I've loved it forever. It's a Lexus SUV. I've had it for the longest time. It's a beautiful, beautiful car. But I am ready for my next car. I would like a bigger one, but have been not there yet. I'm just got so many other things I'm working on. A car is not a priority right now. So what am I doing with my car now? It is looking fabulous. It has gone to the wash. It is meticulous. It smells great. I actually, little fun tip, I put a candle in a cup holder in my car. And so when I get in my car, the sun, it kind of melts it and lets that aroma really come out and it smells really good. So that is my one little smell good hack in the car. But I make my car feel like a brand new, beautiful, badass car. So it's little things like that, just embracing where you are right now, working with it, and eventually you'll get to where you want to be. But it'll help you live in the present moment in a state of bliss so you really can be living your best life and manifest all the things that you want. That's a secret. If you need to go listen to Abraham Hicks, I highly recommend doing it. But getting yourself back to your bliss all the time is the fastest way to manifesting the life that you want. That's why this podcast is called Bliss Vibes Only, because you should not settle for anything less than blissful. Okay, number 3, check in with your feelings. I find, a lot of the time we are just so hectic in our daily life, we really don't check in with how we feel about something. We can think about it all day, we can think about it to death, but we're really not tuning in. And it's important that we're always tuned into our intuition so that we are happier, we feel free, and we feel supported and, nurtured. So check in with yourself, check in throughout the day and kind of say to yourself, okay, how does this make me feel? How does this conversation make me feel with this person? So let's say you're having lunch with a coworker and you're in a conversation and you're just feeling icky, but that's who you kind of go to lunch with. But it just doesn't ever make you feel good. If you start tuning into that, then you'll start making decisions in your life that will help you get to where you want to be or lead you to your bliss. So if you're always having lunch with this person and you're having conversations with this person that drain you and don't feel very good, instead of just doing the routine and the normal and status, what you're always doing, your habitual things, you're going to see, actually, this drains me. This is not my best life. This is not my best self. I'm going to make a shift. Maybe I'm going to go to lunch by myself, or maybe I'm going to open myself up to new people to go to lunch with and have new conversations, which leads into a whole other podcast. But if you take yourself out on a solo lunch date, that is such a powerful, bold confidence move. It's just such a high vibe thing to do. But you can make a big shift in your life by doing something as small as that. Let's say you're about to go do something after work. You're going to go have cocktails and meet up with some friends, or you could be going to the gym. So you can start asking yourself, how do I feel about what I'm about to do? How do I feel? How does this make me feel, what I'm about to get into? Does it make you feel happy or excited? Or does it make you feel it's just another thing to do? I'm not really feeling this. Start really checking in with yourself in the present moment and see how things make you feel. And then you can adjust accordingly. One of my favorites is, how do you feel, or how do I feel as I'm walking into my home? How does it feel to walk into my bedroom? How does it feel to open up my refrigerator? How does it feel to get dressed in the morning and walk into my closet? Check those feelings. And when you feel it, you'll know what needs to change. You'll know when something needs to alter, because you're you know what? Time is up. I should be walking into my closet excited to get ready, because I've got a closet full of clothes that make me feel fabulous, that fit great, and I'm just ready to rock it out. This is a life change, or this is a little adjustment that will absolutely change your life. So right now in the present, maybe you need an adjustment, but your present tomorrow will be that much greater because you're investing in what's best for you every day. With that, I'm going to leave you guys. So I hope that you really get those tips, you take them to heart, and you really start and begin to apply them to your life, and just try it out and see what happens. See if living in the now actually really helps you, and see if these mindset shifts can give you a little bit of freedom and just let you breathe a little bit and not feel so stressed out. So with that, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Thank you guys for listening. Please reach out to me again on Instagram, or you can leave a review on this podcast. 5 stars if you love it. Let me know what you're loving about it. I love to hear from you guys, and I want to know what you want to know. It makes it so much more fun for me. So check out the blog at ashlinacaposta.com and come hang out with me in the Facebook lounge. I'll link all the stuff in the show notes so you can just click away and come hang out. I hope you guys have a beautiful weekend, and as always, stay blissful.